It's funny because when I was researching you, what I love also about India is they, you know, like LA, you were mentioning that earlier, you know, there's paparazzi and gossip and TMZ and all that. India is like, I think worse because there's just so many people, such a huge appetite for like they worship celebrities there, right? So there was all these gossip sites. And when I was looking you up, and people were like, making up their own conclusions of why you left, right? So that's
what
why
were they saying?
So they were saying basically there was a couple of versions.
Okay.
So here's version one. Version one was that you didn't like the way your character was going, and so they said like too bad, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna leave. So any truth to that?
What was the second version?
You're like, let me find out which version it is. Right? Second version was apparently that you and your co-star Lovey got into a fight with the director. I'm sure you've heard this one because I saw it on a couple of gossip sites. Again, there's different versions of it. Apparently, one was like you two were fighting with him because of something about the scene, and another one was that he just yelled at you guys for being late or laughing or something, and asked you to leave, and you guys were humiliated, and that's why you gave your notice because you're like, how dare you make me cry because I laughed. I'm leaving now. So what's the truth in any of this?
All right, so here's the thing. There was a couple things that happened all at the same time. So like I said, it was my brother's wedding, and I didn't want to show up as a guest to my own brother's wedding, and I wanted like at least a couple months, and I knew that I would have to take a leave of absence from the show. And what happened then was the second version is close to the truth.
Oh, wow.
Lovey and I were on set. Okay, I don't know if I've like actually spoken about this, Amin, before.
Oh, I love it. I'm getting exclusive.
TV. It's an exclusive. So Lovey and I were on set, and there was a disagreement with the director at that point, and he pointed out Lovey for laughing at a joke that someone else cracked. Everyone was laughing, but it was the way it was handled at that point that I was not happy with either, and I got pulled into that. And then I was just like, no, wait, we all need to be treated with respect, and if we're not treated with respect, and yes, I had to deal with a lot, a very different cultural makeup while being on a TV set. It's even more different than being in Bombay. And it's a lot more rough, a lot more heady, a lot more, like there's not a lot of respect for women. And that's a big thing for me. Everyone knows that. And if as a actress, as a woman, I'm not getting treated with respect, then I will take a stand. I will take a stand, and I will stand by what I believe to be right. And so that's what we did, and we did take a stand at that point. Both she and I did together, and which was actually a big thing because not a lot of actresses support each other at all. And that's what Lovey said. She's like, you're so different than most actresses over here, because most people will be like, well, that's your problem, you deal with it. But no, I saw it happen in front of me, and it was not okay, and I took a stand against it. And then it was just not handled in a way that I thought was right. And if I am faced with that, then I'm sorry, I'm going to part ways. And so I parted ways because I was going to anyways take a leave of absence. But the producers and all were rather nice about it. But and that's why they didn't, kill me off in the show, and they just sent me away, saying that
even if they killed you off, that you could come back,
resurrect from the dead.
That car accident, she wasn't actually in the backseat.
Exactly, it wasn't her; it was her humshakal.
Yeah, exactly.
So it could be stuff like that.
But kudos to you, because knowing that industry, and even the industry here, I find that people are just so grateful for the opportunity. Because what happens in this industry is it doesn't matter if it's media, if it's television, if it's singing. There's this mentality that all the people that are paying the paychecks, the producers, the big production companies, they always want you to feel like you're replaceable. So even if you become the
100%.
biggest name, they'll be like, you know what, we can make your career and break it, right? And no one is immune from that. So a lot of people will take, especially women, will take it because they'll be like, oh honey, you're getting older, or you got to watch your weight, or there's like all these newer Katrina Kaifs that are going to be cheaper, like you said, prettier, skinnier. So you're always kind of like, looking over your shoulder, be like, hey, do I stir how much do I cause trouble and being like stepping up for yourself without affecting my career? Because you could just be shut out. And especially in India, where people are afraid of each other. Like,
oh, they're absolutely afraid. And, you know, people were like, oh, you'll never get like, you know, you'll
never work in this industry
You'll never
again.
work in this industry again. You'll never get another job. But, you know, even sitting here at Balaji Telefilms called me just last week, and it was a big decision for me. So they wanted me to, here's the thing, like, people, stand up for yourself, be true to yourself, because the universe will work for you. So the reason why I shared this story, and I'm now telling you this, is I stepped away. I stood up for myself, for my friend, and I stepped away from that role. And I did other things while I was there. And then just 2 weeks ago, Balaji Telefilms called me for a role in Kasauti Zindagi, which was one of their biggest serials back in the day. They're doing a revamp of it, so relaunch of Kasauti Zindagi, and they asked me to play one of the roles. And I said, by the way, like, who gave you my number? They said Rashmi Sharma Productions did. So the production house then gave my number on, right? So it wasn't like, don't ever leave on bad blood, but be true to yourself, and eventually the universe will reward you in whatever way, and will not keep work away from you if you're a good person.